You're going to need some special tools for this. You're going to need some patience. You need some big sockets, some thread locker, primary locking tool. We'll run through it all. It's not undoable though. You don't have to take it to a shop. You can do this. I believe in you. So let's move in for a closer look. First thing you're going to want to do is drain your primary fluid out. Takes a 5/8 ratchet. Make sure it's set to lefty-loosey. A bit of clutch material. Everything else looks pretty good on there. Just going to set that off to the side in a clean location. While that is draining, let's take the shifter off and the front foot peg mount. Takes a 1/2 inch wrench. You got to take this bolt all the way out to get the shifter off. Just wiggle the shifter back and forth. Whoop, should slide right off of there. I'm going to put the bolt back in here. Helps me keep track of such things. There's a little rubber grommet on here. Slide that off. That was your shifter. Next is going to be remove the whole foot peg mount. It should take a 5/16 Allen socket. Ooh, buddy, those are tight. So you don't actually have to take the clutch or derby cover off for this. If you're setting the choke rod, when you put it back together, you'll probably have to take it off, but for now I'm just going to leave it on there. This takes a 3/16 Allen. Keeping the primary bolts straight is always a challenge. So, the old school technique of draw a terrible picture. Right. Yeah. My wife's the artist, not me. There we go. There's our diagram. It's so simple, yet so handy. Then, once you take a bolt out, push the bolt through. Ta-da! Just do that with every other bolt that comes out of this thing. Now that all your bolts are out, you can pull your primary off. If it won't come free, give it a little tap around here, here, and here with a rubber face mallet. Just enough, give it a little, and that'll hopefully help break the gasket free. Just like that. There's our whole primary assembly. It's all in pretty good shape, actually, too. If you want to take your primary gasket off, now would be the time. Should peel off of here. These are not reusable. However, I have heard of people getting away with it, but I'm not saying it's going to work. But still, I guess if you're really cheap, you can give it a go. No judgment. Maybe a little. We're just going to take these bolts out of here. This takes a 1/2 inch wrench. Whoop. Slide her on out of there. Oh, that's a cool little tensioner. Automatic tensioner thing. Puck is still in really good shape. Hooray for good primary fluid. This is a bit of a trick to get together. So we're going to demonstrate here. So the plunger and the spring go back on this notch here. And then the notch side matches here. So the notch on this white nylon puck matches right there. So once you get it back in there, once you get it assembled, you're going to want to set that down in. So it's kind of locked in place, and my thumb's holding it down, of course. And then, so compress this spring back in there, just like that. Then we're going to take our little pick here. Man, this is, we use our fingertips, and we're going to compress it down just like that. I could actually go back a little bit further. Now that you have it all compressed down like that, and you're holding the 2 bolts in, wouldn't hurt to have a friend for this one. Have a medium strength thread locker on both of these. Hope that you're not out of thread locker, because boy, that'd piss you off right now. Oh, nope, we're still good. Got a little bit left. All right. Then we're going to get it in place here. While still squeezing it down into place, and run these 2 bolts in here. All right, both of those are snug. So from there, we're going to torque both those to spec. Now, you can clean up your 85 ratchets that you've managed to acquire in front of your workspace here. Give this a little push. Make sure it's set. And give it a little push from behind there. Seems to be set. 1/2 inch to 5/8 of deflection. That's what you're at. You're good to go. All right. Man, look at that. It's like I knew what I was doing or something. Now you can take your primary gasket and make sure your mating surfaces are clean. Make sure there's no dirt and debris that will cause leaks. Then all your friends will make fun of you because your Harley leaks. And hopefully the gasket should. All right, so everything is essentially in place. In theory, it will hang on the studs. However, I'm going to put a little bit of grease down here. Because one time I trashed a brand new primary gasket because it sagged down a little bit on the bottom when I went to torque it down and I couldn't see. And yeah. And then when the bolts went in, it just smashed it. And of course, it would not reseal from there. So I'm going to put a little grease down there so it sticks. There we go, just like that. And you can take your outer primary cover. Make sure it lines up with your shifter shaft. Slide that into place there, just like that. And this thing should sit on the studs. Now you have your weird handy dandy primary bolt kit diagram. We're going to put those up there and start them all in. Now don't tighten them up. Don't even run them in until they stop. Just get the threads in on them. Then we're going to go back and run them all in until they're snug. Now, I will say, if you lose the bolts, basically here's the difference. These front 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those ones are longer. Those are the 3.5 inch bolts. The back ones are all the shorter bolts. So if you get them mixed up, you can pretty much figure it out from there. There's 2 size bolts. And frankly, you can't really get them backwards because it would stick way out or the bolt wouldn't catch anything. So now we're going to torque this to 144 to 156 inch-pounds. And reinstall the shifter. So push your shifter shaft all the way out. Take this goofy little rubber O-ring here. Put that in place. Take your shifter. Hopefully you mark the location of it after you took it apart. And you're going to slide this back on there like so. Probably have to hold the back of your shifter linkage there. Slide her in place. And put your bolt and all your washers and everything on here. And tighten her up. Before you put your foot peg mounts back on there, check your bolts out. Do they look like this one? That's pretty bad. I'm going to buy another bolt. I'm putting this in because, for the sake of the video, but I just now realized that, and then I am going to buy new bolts for these things. So I will swap them out after this video. So run them in there until they're snug. Now you can fill your primary with 1 quart of primary oil. Takes a T25 Torx bit to get this thing off of here. Now's a good time to inspect this gasket. This one's got a little bit of a dimple in it. So since I got a new one with the gasket kit, I'm gonna put that in there. It's probably okay, but it's got just a faint little wave to it. And hey, I got the new one, so you know, why not? You can just push that gasket back in there. Just like that. Then add your 1 quart of oil. Now from here, you can add your 1 quart of oil. Because everybody's gonna ask, I'm using 90 weight gear oil. 7590, full synthetic, designed for limited slip. Now people have asked me, why 7590 weight instead of 2050? So here's what I learned from the oil geek, Lake Speed Jr. There's a video with him on my YouTube channel. 2050 and 90 weight flow the same under temperature, or at operating temperature. Difference being, gear oil and proper primary oil have additives in there that are designed to help increase the surface tension and the impact of the chain hitting the sprocket. So like impact resistanceness. There's some additive that goes in there that I can't remember what it's called, but if you watch the video, Lake talks about it. And yeah, so that's why I use that instead of like 2050 engine oil. Could I use just actual design for primary oil? Yeah, it's probably basically the same stuff with some assorted different additives. But yeah. So yeah, totally could. If you want to learn more, go check out that video on my channel with Lake Speed Jr. Or find his YouTube channel. It's fascinating stuff. All right, now we can put our cover back on here. Now, I got some different screws because I really hate Torx bits. I got some stainless ones. You can buy these on my website. Take a 1/8 Allen wrench. Use the little ball end Allen wrench, just spin them right in there. If you're like me, you do not like Torx bits because you don't find that the Torx wrench gets a good bite in there. So, I converted to these. And also, I think the stainless ones just look cool, and they stay having a good satin finish for the entire time that you own them. And then, of course, tighten them up in a crisscross pattern. And torque them to spec. There you go. I think that stainless look is a lot better. Yeah, hopefully you do too. If you like them, you can go to my website and get some.